Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Movie Couple channel, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on today's show, we are talking so much, especially about Christopher Lloyd joining the third season of The Mandalorian.
We're also talking about how Amazon has acquired MGM.
And, of course, that awesome trailer, gameplay, and all that stuff about the upcoming game from Sony, Hogwarts Legacy. So we're going to dive into all that and more on today's show. So welcome to the live stream, and hope you guys are settled in with a snack, with a drink of your choice. I'm having my leftover. This looks actually kind of gross now. It looks almost like leftover matcha, but it's actually a Thai green tea. So this is from Tasty, hashtag not sponsored, but we saw that this was like a new, maybe it's seasonal. We're not sure. We've gotten it a couple times. Dare I say, I kind of enjoy it. It's a little bit lighter than your standard, like,
Matcha
regular Thai tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of liking it a little bit more. I also put less sugar in it. Usually I ask for like half sugar.
I have to admit, I think I've become a little bit addicted to it because it is very, very tasty, and I am loving the flavor of the matcha and the Thai tea in there.
I'm a little sad that mine's gone. This is why I ordered a big one, 32 ounce.
And that's one thing that I do love about Tasty is the fact that they can give you the boom size.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get into, I'm trying to think if there's anything new on the channel. I don't think there's anything new, but right before this, we did tape a reaction video to the, so Critical Role just celebrated their 7-year anniversary, and amongst other like live streams and special things that they put out, they also put out a blooper reel. It's only like 2 minutes and some seconds, but we thought, what better way to celebrate Critical Role and their 7 years than watching that blooper reel and doing a reaction to it. So fellow critters, if you're in the chat, that video will be edited after this live stream, so probably it'll go up at least an hour, I would say, after this live stream ends. So look forward to that.
And also after this live stream, Wendy and I will be on the DAT Network on Twitch, twitch.tv/the DAT Network, to play some 2D20. We're going to be playing some Wasteland. So yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of tabletop RPG over the internet today.
Yeah, it's at 6 p.m. PT over the DAT Network, twitch.tv/the DAT Network. So 6 p.m. PT, 9 p.m. ET if you're on the East Coast. And it is the season finale. I don't know if you said that already.
Oh, nope, I did not say that. I missed that point.
So the setting of that TRPG game is set sort of, think Mad Max, Fury Road, Wasteland, post-apocalyptic.
Zombies. There's actually some
forms
sort of
nuclear type of zombie that we are about to fight through. I honestly don't even remember what happened.
It's pretty crazy.
So
pretty messed up too.
So yeah, come and see if our characters survive the night or not. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into our first topic. We're going to go ahead and go in with this one because apparently I put that one first. So let's talk about that, because there's actually another piece of streaming news that I kind of do want to talk about. So Amazon recently closed their $8.5 billion, I thought it was billion acquisition of MGM, and there's some sort of new merger, new acquisition from somebody, and it's kind of like Pac-Man. You're like,
pretty much. And the big thing that comes with the MGM merger is just how much stuff MGM has. I mean, they have over 4,000 films that they've made since 1924. So they have quite the plethora of intellectual properties, awards, TV shows,
all the Bonds.
And of course, all the Bond movies are done by MGM. This is a pretty big acquisition that is made by Amazon Studios, and the fact that now a lot of those are going to be made available on Amazon Prime is cool. However, I'm still a little, just kind of like what you said before. Anytime that we hear more and more and more of these big name companies gobbling up the next size creature down, so to speak, in the food chain, it makes me a little nervous that sooner or later we're just going to have Disney and Amazon ruling the world.
I don't think so, because that's why, I mean, it feels that way, certainly, but that's why they have regulatory and they have to approve of that. And that's why you can only acquire so much before they say, They do that new sound that's on TikTok. So it looks like the completion of the transaction comes only 2 days after the Amazon MGM deal received clearance from the European Union's antitrust regulator, which unconditionally, I'm using air quotes because the article that we're reading from Variety also have quotations, approved Amazon's proposed acquisition of MGM, in parts because MGM's content cannot be considered as must-have. But while we're talking about that, they are such an old studio.
Yeah.
So they have, according to this article, more than 4,000 film titles, over, or at least 17,000 TV episodes, 180 Academy Awards, and 100 Emmy Awards. That is a lot of content to acquire.
That is quite a plethora of things that have just been acquired or absorbed into Amazon Prime.
So it also says in this article that at that time, the deal was still pending clearance from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, which Amazon gave a mid-March deadline. Well, we're past mid-March now, so we'll see if there's an update on that. If you guys know, please, sound off in the chat or in the comment section. So the deadline is mid-March to issue a decision on the transaction. So that means if the FTC did not file a legal challenge before the deadline, then Amazon could just move forward with the deal.
It seems kind of an interesting way to do it. It's kind of like, hey, we're doing this merge, and if you don't want us to do the merge, you have to stop us. Kind of a thing. So I'm kind of curious on how that process works. But of course, when you really dive into all of these laws, all of these regulations, it is a lot for them to consider, for them to calculate and figure out exactly how these merges happen. That's
why they take a while to, like, even if they sign the paper, it takes a while to continue to get the ball rolling, because there's not just intellectual properties and content, that there's also people within the MGM. Kind of think about what happened with like the Disney Fox merger. When that happens, like, then which department gets absorbed or combined into one department, and how do they do that? And are they still considered like 20th century? We know we do away maybe with the Fox, but like, just thinking about that and who answers to who and how do you work together. There's a lot to figure out. So it's not just like we signed it and now we get to put your content on Prime Video. Like, it's not as simple as that.
Well, and also there's a lot of upheaval that happens during these acquisitions. We have heard from personal experience of friends of ours who were a part of certain mergers, and they get placed into a new job. Someone else who did their job, but on the other side of the business end, is like, no, we're going to have this person do this, and you're now going to move to this department or kind of work more on this, but then that doesn't quite work out. So they keep on having to rearrange certain things.
It gets a little not messy, but there is a period of transition that has to be worked through. And if you're like me, like, I don't really like change. I have very much kind of try to avoid that as much as possible, even though as humans, that's something we just have to deal with. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, and we just talked about this last week with HBO and Discovery, and now it's becoming Warner Brothers Discovery. We talked about that on Wednesday.
It's like Universal Comcast.
Yeah, Universal Comcast. It is. I mean, there's merger after merger after merger, and honestly, even though there is a regulatory system in place, every time I hear about it, I start getting a little bit more and more nervous. And a lot of this is probably happening because of the massive upheaval that we have had because of the pandemic. Certain companies aren't doing as well, or companies who were able to weather the storm a lot better are now able to go, oh, these other companies are in desperate straits. We can now kind of swoop in and gobble them up. So anytime I hear about it, I'm always getting more and more nervous. So I actually would like to hear some of your guys' thoughts on whether or not you guys are starting to get nervous about how all of these big studios are gobbling up some of these once titans of the industry. Like MGM. MGM was a huge titan.
Yeah. That's with the lion. Rawr.
Yeah. And now it is just being gobbled up by Amazon.
Yeah. Move the car, Sal says. The Wall-E reality is getting closer and closer.
The what?
The Wall-E.
Oh, yeah. When it's just one big company that owns everything.
Yeah. And that's why we hope the regulations, continue checking and making sure that no one has monopoly on too many things. Let's see. We do have a super chat from the one and only Marvin Martin. Thank you so much for your super chat.
With a new drawing of Marvin in
Oh,
there.
it's like a just cartoon sketch.
It's a little baby. It's like
it's a baby.
Kind of like Muppet Babies, but it's a Martian baby.
It's cute.
And Marvin, a little propeller.
Marvin writes Skandar and the Unicorn Thief book.
Ooh.
Something to. I have so many books that I
well,
have
you also
not read.
have a lot of what is it called? Audible credits that you can use. I've been trying to encourage Wendy to use up all of
Pachinko is the next one I'm downloading.
All of her Amazon, or not Amazon, all of her Audible credits.
Oh, it is on Audible.
Oh. To use up all of her Audible credits and then to cancel it for a little bit so she can catch up on all of her books.
Yeah.
And then go back and start reading and then start subscribing to Audible again. Because I remember when I was actually going through all of my credits pretty quickly because I was driving so much and I was too
when I was going into, doing like a 20-mile commute to and from work. Well, 20 miles there, 20 miles back every day, and the drive would be just under 50 minutes, sometimes longer if traffic is bad. So like I definitely you're right, I definitely was downloading books like crazy. Too bad they don't have a smaller, cheaper deal, because I think we have the basic, right?
Yeah, we do. But I think they have a more expensive one. I think we got the $14.99.
And that was enough. One. That was enough for even then when we were going through it. But you're right. I should probably just hit pause. Download all the books. Use all the credits.
Oh yeah, because when I did that, I searched into it. You have to use up all your credits first, and then you want to cancel. Because if you cancel, you lose all your credits.
Yeah, and that's. No, you paid for it. Yeah, you paid for it. So fine prints, got to read them or research them. Let's see. Oh, so I wanted to read the description of this book. It is by A.F. Stedman, and it says, soar into a breathtaking world of heroes and unicorns as you've never seen them before in this fantastical middle grade debut, perfect for fans of Percy Jackson and Aragon series. Skandar Smith has always yearned to leave the mainland and escape to the secretive island where raw unicorns roam free. And that's all I have in this little. And it's rated 4 out of 5 for good read.
You had Wendy at unicorn.
Unicorn. Yeah, just say unicorn.
Heroes and unicorns.
I'm in. Anthony Solis is stopping in on his lunch, wanted to say hello. Thank you so much. And he said he will rewatch later. Well, good. I'm so glad you're going to
so much for stopping
catch
by.
us later on the
And
VOD.
Sometimes when you're at work, that's all you can do. There's sometimes when I'm at work.
We're in a 10-minute break.
And I'm like, I got my 10-minute break. I'll watch 10 minutes of Wendy live streaming. Or yesterday, I watched just a few minutes of Jared, the real gobshite, who built my computer for me, who did an amazing job. My computer's awesome. I'm so happy with the way my computer works. Go and check out The Real Gobshite over at twitch.tv/TheRealGobshite.
And we're going to go ahead with that and move on to our next topic. Hey, this is exciting. This news broke just yesterday. So let me put up the photo of this gentleman right here. Christopher Lloyd joins the
one
season
and
3.
only.
Joins season 3 of The Mandalorian. Who knew? Like if you gave me a bingo card of like actors that I think I would see, joining The Mandalorian, he was not one of them, but nonetheless, a very welcoming addition. So yeah, iconic.
Also, another person that I never thought would be on my bingo card for Mandalorian would be Michael Biehn when he appeared in that episode with Ahsoka. And I was like, what? It took me, I did not recognize him at first. So I'm curious on who they're going to get Christopher Lloyd to play. So, because he has that voice. He has just that amazing voice that I'm really dying to see how they put into The Mandalorian.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't know which character he's playing. Is he kind of neutral? Is he, part of the, what we call them, First Order, the Empire?
Yeah.
Or is he, somebody that's going to be an ally to the Mandalorian? We really don't know, but I assume that it would not be a small role because it is Christopher Lloyd.
I think
he'll just show up in the DeLorean. He's like, Razor Crest, who? I got a DeLorean, baby. Where I'm going, I don't need no road.
And he just flies off.
Yeah.
It's funny that,
Where are we going? We don't need
even
room.
after all of these years, all we really want to see Christopher Lloyd do is be Doc Brown. But honestly, I mean, I think in the article they did say that he is mentioned as a supporting role. So it could be very much like a Michael Biehn kind of role. He's going to be in like one episode
Oliphant type of situation.
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
Very possible. So I'm really curious. Yeah, since we have no details whatsoever, what do you guys think? What kind of role do you think they will get Christopher Lloyd to play? Do you think maybe he could play one of the scientists?
I was
that
kind of
experimented
thinking
on Grogu.
It could be that. It could be that. Ricardo Ramos says the only man who can make a time machine from a hyperdrive.
Oh, that would be cool.
Hey man, you want to go back in time? Let's go back to the beginning of Mandalore. Maybe we meet him on Mandalore. They're setting it up for Din Djarin and for his his once again traveling buddy Grogu to go to Mandalore. Maybe we meet him on Mandalore. Somebody was saying that what if he's like one of the elders?
Oh,
I think it was Roka who said that. We were talking about it yesterday on the John Wendy show.
Very true, because they're probably going to do a journey to Mandalore. So he could be like one of the ones who's there to protect the temple of the ancient Mandalores. And so he's going to be there. He's going to be the ones that you must go through the trials of the Mandalorians to regain your title, to become a Mandalorian once again.
Exactly. So we will find out soon I wonder if his role will be revealed to us before we even see season 3. We know Lucasfilm's pretty good at keeping secrets. The fact that nobody knew that Luke was coming.
Yeah.
The fact that nobody knew.
We all theorized.
But it wasn't like, is it going to happen? And the fact that it was speculation. Nothing was ever confirmed. There were no leaked photos. There were no footage of Mark Hamill leaving the set of Mandalorian season 2. So, that's it's exciting.
Also, how well they kept those 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett under wraps as well. We had no idea who was going to make those appearances.
Great Scott!
Great Scott! It's a Darksaber.
Puts the goggles
the way
on.
That he, I don't think I can do a Christopher Lloyd justice in his impression, but the way he kind of has those moments of really fast and then really slow kind of talking.
You need the hair.
And
you need the hair.
Hair all over the place. But I'm just excited to see them have actors that we know and love and have a very special place in our hearts.
Yeah.
Especially for those of us who are like 80s babies, who grew up on these movies, who grew up on Star Wars, who grew up on Back to the Future. And I remember him in I think it was Star Trek 3 as one of the Klingons I think it was the Search for Spock that they were
I don't know anything about Star Trek, so you keep looking to me for answer. I got nothing. Sorry.
I was just saying that but the fact that he's been in a lot of pop culture, so to bring him now into Star Wars kind of completes the circle to where he's kind of been, you can say now, he's been in everything.
Yeah, he really has. So, and currently they're shooting season 3 of The Mandalorian right now. So it won't be too long until we get an actual trailer. And it'll be maybe a year, you think, after Obi-Wan?
I thought actually Mandalorian season 3 comes out at the end of 2022.
Really?
Maybe. I thought
they are filming, and it is TV episodes versus a movie. So the process of that's a little bit different, a little bit shorter.
So, but honestly, it can't come soon enough. I'm always excited to hear more and more, but we're getting a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
because,
really.
We're getting Obi-Wan Kenobi in just a few months. Then we'll get the book, the Book of Mandalore, the Mandalorian, but then we've got Ahsoka coming up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun Star Wars stuff coming down the pipeline. And I'm sure they have a ton of other stuff that they just haven't told us about yet.
Let's see here. Debbie. Oh, no, that comment went away. Debbie says, what if he's a Jedi of some sort?
That would be really cool. that he was one of the Jedi that was like maybe far off into the Outer Rim, and when Order 66 happened, and he got Obi-Wan's message of don't come back. The Jedi Temple has fallen. Go into hiding, and he's just going to be another Jedi.
Like, well, I'm already away.
He's like, nobody knows I'm out here, so I'm just going to stay hidden.
Here. Yeah. Move the car. Sal says, I'm not surprised Lloyd is in this. It's called the Mandalorian. I like that. I can see the memes coming.
Good catch.
Yeah, I can already see the memes coming. So that's exciting.
Get those memes coming.
Yeah. All right, you guys, let's go ahead. This is a very exciting news. And of course, if there's any development on that, we will talk about it on one of our upcoming streams. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next. Let's do this one first.
Okie dokie.
The final one, because apparently that's how I had it line up. So let's talk a little about Jumanji. So it looks like it's going to extend out of just the film, and we're going to go into theme parks, rides, and hotels, which if you kind of look at the current, I would like to say it's bound to happen because it's a big adventure movie.
Yes.
You know, Jurassic Park, obviously a classic, but, you know, we've already seen that in various theme parks, namely Universal, because it's a Universal film. But we have 2 different rides based on Jurassic Park. One here at Universal Studios Hollywood, which is the drop ride. And then we have the Velocicoaster over at Orlando. And there's, you know, Raptor Experiences, which is really cool. I really want to visit the Florida one because I like how their setup look. And I feel like for some reason, their Raptor seems more vicious than ours. I
have to admit, the way that they have that set up,
maybe it's because they have the foreground with like the foliage and all that, and when I don't know, it just seems more intimidating.
I really like it.
Yes.
From what I've seen in video, but it really does lend way to the fact that Jumanji really does fit into that category of a good property or a good franchise to make a theme park ride out of, to make a hotel experience out of. So I'm kind of excited to hear about this, and also there's a lot of other theme parks out there.
Yeah, as we're going through this article, I was like, because we think, oh, you know, the ones that I know that I've been to, namely in the U.S., obviously Disneyland, Universal Studios, there's Busch Gardens, there's Magic Mountain, all over. But then there is, I'm trying to think, what's the one in Ohio? Kings Island? No. What's the
the one that Adam constantly talks about.
Yeah, our buddy, he's from Ohio, so he always talks about how he's like, we want you guys to come, and we're like, okay, but then it never really like we just talked about it. It never really happened, and now in the pandemic, I'm like, I don't know about that. But in any case, Sony Pictures Entertainment and theme park core Merlin Entertainment are teaming up to extend the Jumanji brand, and they're going to do it through a range of rides, lands, retail, because what is a theme park without the merch, right? And then themed hotel rooms, which is really cool too. And they're going to do this across a network of theme parks, water parks in Europe, UK, and North America.
And it was Cedar Point.
Cedar Point, thank you.
Thank you, Jet Black.
Yes, thank you. Oh, now Marvin Martin with another super chat. Thank you so much, Marvin.
Thank you so much, Marvin.
Says, if you could be taken into a board game, if I want to play it safe, I'm going to go to Candyland. I'm going to go to Candyland. I'm going to have a good time.
Because there's a lot of games out there, a lot of board games out there.
Go to
it's so much fun to play.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to go into this world because there's a lot of death going on in the board game.
Yeah, there's like a board game. I don't know. It's not a very well-known one, but like there's one where it's a tile. You place your own tile. And it's called Zombies, where you just battle a horde of zombies. Like I wouldn't want to be placed in that one. Jumanji could be fun, but as we saw from the original film, and then the things can kill you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in like giant spiders, and it's not just I don't want to giant mosquitoes and all that. I just don't want to deal with. So
spiders.
I would go into Candyland. What are some of the other board games that we have that are fun?
I like what is it? Is it Small World? I think it's called
Small World.
I haven't gotten to play it yet. There's also a board game that Wendy just got me for our anniversary.
Oh, I'll go get it and show them.
And it's actually a board game for The Princess Bride. It just came out by Ravensburger, and it looks like a really fun game. And it's like each chapter of the book is a different board that you can play. It looks so cool. I love the fact that you get like little figures. And here it is. And look, oh, wow. With the lights shining on it. Wendy got this for my anniversary. 8 years.
8 years. So yeah, I saw it. I actually saw a friend's Instagram post, and I'm like, "Where did you get that?"
And it just looks really fun. So technically, we can cheat and go into this board game.
This is the board. It says The End,
Mm-hmm.
and it's essentially a storybook adventure.
And you can go through every single chapter.
Who said Monopoly? Somebody sent in a super chat and said Monopoly. If you're really good at the game.
Oh, I'm terrible at Monopoly.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I just buy everything.
Just keep buying.
I just
buy.
everything. And then I want to show you guys the minis before we move on. And you guys, yes, let us know. Let us know, yeah, what board game would you want to be in? Oh, wait.
Oh, you got it? Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Got to dodge.
Focus.
There we go.
Let me show you.
Humpatink. Humpatink.
Let me show you.
Here, let me bring up who.
Wait, hold on. You got to hide your face.
Oh, sorry. Hey, evade. Oh.
Anybody want a peanut?
That's Andre the Giant. Hold on a second.
I
Let me
will
bring
find
up
Wesley and
Here we
Princess
go.
Buttercup.
Thank you so much for your super chat, MJ. Oh,
You can hold up these.
Oh, and
Hold
we
them
can
in front
all
of our
duck.
faces, maybe. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we gotta get closer. Dun, 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 dun.
So these are the game boards. Look at Inigo Montoya. Oh, no.
Oh, you
Sorry.
dropped Wesley.
Sorry, Wesley.
And-
As you wish.
Inconceivable. You keep on using that word. I do not think it means what you think
We
it
haven't
means.
played it yet, but I'm very excited to give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our TRPG games are ending, so we'll have more of our nights free.
Yep.
It also comes with cards, and we haven't really fully explored this, so I can't wait until we do.
Yep. So thank you so much for your guys' super chat. And yeah, it's kind of cheating on which board game we
So
would
that's the
want
one
to
that
go
you go into?
Well, I'm just saying that since we had it, I was kind of like,
A lot of people say Monopoly. Wasted Post says Monopoly.
Oh.
Renee says Monopoly. Twist.
How?
You're just a dot.
You're just one of the dots?
Blue dot.
And I don't know if you want to call that a board game.
Shoots and ladder.
But there also
Ooh,
are
Clue.
a murder mystery.
It was Ricardo in the library with the candlestick. And Amranel says also chess setting would be medieval battlefield.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, Cybo Goblin says there's a labyrinth board game as well.
Oh.
Ooh, we
that
do
sounds
love
like
that.
fun.
Yeah, we do love that. A lot of saying, people saying Clue, Hungry Hippo.
No, I don't know if you want to be in Hungry Hippos, because then you might get eaten by a Hungry Hippo.
But what if you are one of the hippos? That's the point.
Okay,
To just-
okay.
you
I guess
eat.
you can pull that. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a hippo because
Yeah.
they are actually quite powerful creatures.
Yeah, this is true.
So, and there's also a couple Back to the Future games out there.
Oh, yeah.
We've
We
got
have
a couple
few.
of
We've
them.
got a few. We should probably play. I think one of them is also by Ravensburger or Ravensburger, however you pronounce the company's name. So, yes. So Jumanji, they are looking to extend, which could be very, very exciting. So they do have the first experience. It's going to be launched. The very first Jumanji ride. Jumanji The Adventure is what the name is of the ride is. Opening in April at Merlin's Gardaland Resort in Italy, with a second activation already in development at a different theme park next year. They're not saying which theme park that is, but for this one at Gardaland in Italy, the attraction will transport guests to the fantastic world of the Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan movie, where the journey full of pitfalls, surprises, and danger through a wild jungle. Do you get to pick? If you pick cake, you explode, because that's what happens.
My weakness is cake. Boom.
Yeah. And then the theme park ride will be complemented by the simultaneous launch of fully themed Jumanji hotel rooms. Like, it's very jungly when you go in. There's like an oasis, or do you get to pick what room you want.
I find it very interesting, though, that they are kind of explored that they're going to be expanding this franchise. Does that mean that there's actually more movies in development? Because I mean, so far the first Jumanji and the second Jumanji were both good films, and I wouldn't mind seeing a third one. I think it would be kind of fun.
Yeah, I do.
But
like
it
this one
seems like this franchise has kind of run its course, and it's not going to grow anymore. But I know that there are a lot of rides out there that I never expected for them to have. Like, for example, there's a theme park in Germany that has a Ghostbuster 5D ride.
5D. So it's the 3D with the glasses. And there's movement for the 4D and like water effects and all that stuff, right? Then what's the 5D?
Now, you know what they might have is actually like water effects that splash
That's
onto
part of
you,
4D, though.
or it's kind of like, oh yeah, you're right, that would be 4D. I wonder what the 5D would be. But there's all of these theme parks that have. I mean, there's one in Shanghai that has a Shrek ride that I remember stumbling upon on YouTube. I now kind of want to do a deep dive into some of these theme parks that I've heard lesser about in Italy, in Germany, that have these rides that I haven't gotten, that we've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Because I would love to go on a Ghostbusters ride. I've been saying that would be really cool for them to have a kind of like a Buzz Lightyear kind of a ride, but you get to have a proton pack instead of the little blaster. So, and you try to catch different ghosts and put them into like a trap that's on the front of your car.
Okay. So according to ArkansasOnline.com, it's the only thing I could pull up in a short amount of time. 5D, a motion simulation ride in which riders watch 3D films with environmental effects such as wind, lightning.
No, hopefully you don't get affected by the lightning. Every now and again you get
So, okay. Here's the difference. All right. There's apparently there's 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, and XD.
How the hell do you have that many Ds? That's a lot of Ds.
More than D, like than D&D, like than the dice. That's crazy. So 3D, you guys already know what 3D is. So 4D is three-dimensional movies and seat movements. Oh, so you're right. 5D is 3D movies plus seat movement plus various effects like snow, water.
Okay.
Foam maybe for like snow.
And they have like, if it's like Ghostbusters, maybe like a little bit of like fake slime.
Yeah. So God, I wouldn't want that on me. 7D is interactive cinema. You can use any toy gun to shoot the target. After you shoot the characters in the movies, then you can see the score. 9D is the newest in the world. Like our 9D virtual reality, viewers just need to wear their VR goggles and then go into the world of movies. It breaks the limit of virtual and real world and takes viewers on an amazing experience. Basically, you can do the 360 thing.
Cool.
And then there's 8, 10, 11, 12, and XD, which are all similar to 7D.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. That is just insane. 9D,
that's
12D.
Crazy.
We might be getting a little carried away with our
13D, 20D. Instead of D20s, we get 20D.
But I'm actually excited that a lot of these franchises that, have kind of run their course here in the States are finding new and fresh blood, in a sense, or new whatever the word is, in different countries. Kind of like how Shrek has their ride, Ghostbusters has their ride in Germany. They're getting the Jumanji in Italy. So, I mean, it makes me now go, I want to go to all these theme parks.
Yeah,
I want to go all over the world and see all of these different theme park rides that I've never even knew existed.
People travel abroad for culture. We travel abroad theme parks. That reminds me of the time when we were at one of the train stations in Tokyo, the one it's right next to kind of their version of Downtown Disney. And we were boarding because Wendy really wanted to go to the Pokemon Center. So we were going to the Pokemon Center, and there was another family, also English-speaking family, so they were visiting the country as well. And they were asking how to get to one of the shrines, and I was like, sure, they're here for all the like as you should when you visit a country such as Tokyo. And they're like going to go visit a shrine, take in the culture, which we did actually too. Because we did, we just walked around instead of just look. After we got to the Pokemon Center and I bought my stuff, I was like, let's go explore Tokyo. And we did visit a shrine. But I just thought that was funny.
Mhm.
Brought back the memory. So yeah, we will see how when this ride fully opens in April, which is really not that far away, if there's going to be any online reviews. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Very
Yeah.
curious about not so much the merch, and I'm a huge merch gal, but less about the merch and more about what the hotel rooms are going to look like.
Yeah, if they're
Is it
going to be kind of
jungle?
Jumanji themed,
Is the game going to be in there so you can play?
Mm-hmm. And they've got to sell the actual like Jumanji board game. The
Oh,
different
yeah, they
versions.
have
Either
to.
you could get like the board game from the original 1995 Robin Williams movie,
Mm-hmm.
or the video game version in the latest adaptation of
Mhm.
Jumanji. So I'm excited to hear about this. I'm excited to see what they do. I want to get a VR headset just so when they make like the 3D video
Mhm.
on YouTube, I can sit down with the VR headset and just be like,
What D is that?
"Oh, that's only the VR, I think.
Oh, no D's.
No D's.
No D's.
No D's in that VR.
Derek,
Too many abbreviations for everything.
Derek asks, "Have you gotten your 10,000 steps in today? Notice the Fitbits."
Not yet. I think
We don't walk around a lot. I got 3,000. I'm not
yesterday.
moving around a lot. We're at home
Yesterday I
mostly.
did.
Yeah. Usually when we go to Disney though, it's like 18,000 plus,
Mhm.
which is nice. So we kind of make up for the steps that we're not taking when we're at home. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, Alex. There was also that Jumanji
This one?
animated series all the way down at the bottom. That came out in the 90s. It
I
was
remember
I think
that.
it was kind of short-lived.
Oh.
But yeah, there was an animated series for a little while. Kind of like how there was an animated series for the 1990s Godzilla movie, which was actually, the series was better than the movie.
That's funny. Jay Carpenter says, if tabletop gaming could be classed as board game, such as Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer, Games Workshop, and etc., may be cool as an experience.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would love.
You've talked about this so many times before.
Oh, yeah.
What you were about to say, but go ahead and say it.
Yeah. So there's a theme park up in Ohio, and I always forget the name of it.
Is it not Utah?
Or maybe it is. I'm gonna have to look. If you go online and look up role-playing theme park, it will come up, and I'm sure someone has heard me talk about it 100 times because it's on my bucket list and I want to go. But to be able to create a theme park, a D&D theme park, or honestly, I would love for Matt Mercer's dream to come true for a Critical Role land.
Would they call it Critical Role land, or would they call it like? They can't. It's probably Exandria.
They could do Exandria.
But that's D&D. They have to. Wizards of the Coast would
technically. D&D has licensed it from Matt Mercer, so Critical Role still owns the rights to Exandria.
They could just call it Exandria.
Yeah,
the kingdom.
The
realms of Exandria,
or whatever the actual planet.
Maybe they just couldn't call it like some of the rights, like Bigby's hand. They'd have to call it Scanlan's hand.
Yeah, that's what they would have to change.
Which is fine.
So, and thank you
Debbie,
so much, Debbie. Evermore Park. I want to go there so bad. It looks so cool. I want to just get like a group of friends together, leave here on a Thursday, get there on a Friday, do Saturday, Sunday.
And when the pandemic is like done, then we will go. Move the car. Sal says Cody Hall would say visiting the Pokemon Center is culture.
Yes, it is.
Damn right, Cody. I miss him. I haven't seen him since everybody like March 2020. That was the last time I saw anybody.
Except since Tom Holland became a daddy.
Yeah, we used to joke that he's like a doppelganger for Tom Holland. Okay. Oh, Ricardo says, what if they just called it the Realm of Vox Machina?
Well, I think
the one that started it all. And then Marvin Martin says, 10 Candle Halloween, where you ride where you can't get out alive. If you play 10 candles,
you all die.
Like it doesn't end well with most people. Marvin also says LARPland.
LARPland. That would be fun.
Could work. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our final topic. And this was quite exciting. We watched the 14-minute trailer.
I don't know if you want to call it.
I don't know
trailer.
if it's more like an explainer video of what you can get in this game. And now I understand why you need a full 14-minute video because this game has so much. This is coming from Sony. I think it arrives at the end of this year.
Yep. Holidays 2022.
Hogwarts, just in time for the holidays. Get ready to buy your PS5 and the game as a bundle pack, probably. Maybe if they have PS5s available. But this game there's a lot to do in this game. So Hogwarts Legacy, you are playing as a 5th-year student that's just got accepted and I guess starting to attend Hogwarts. So you got a lot of catching up to do. And in this game, you not only create a wizard, you can, customize the look to however you like. You also, you go to school, so you have to catch up. You have to go to your usual classes, the potions, the transfiguration, the dark arts, the flying, what's the one with the plants? Herbology. You also get to, there's a whole storyline where you battle because there are secrets and there are good guys and there are bad guys. But there's just so much more than that. When I was going through that 14-minute video, I was like, man, it is intense. How many you have to put in? It seems open world, sort of.
Yes.
So you're not only exploring the secrets within the castle, there's also outside of the castle. You can go to Hogsmeade, you can talk to various people. You can maybe change your alignment, it seemed like.
Yeah, it looked like you really could kind of lean towards the dark arts.
Like if you want to help those that, as opposed to fighting against them.
You know what game this really kind of reminds me of is an old Xbox game called Fable. If any of you have gotten a chance to play Fable 1 and Fable 2, amazing games. I loved it. I played both of those to a 100% completion, and I actually do not 100% complete many games.
Yeah,
because it is you have to be really invested. But Fable was one of those games that I did. And I had so much fun. And it looks like it's pretty much taking that theme of being able to have this open world, but in the world of Harry Potter. And it's pretty much allowing us to do what we've wanted to do since that first book came out in the late 90s, is go to Hogwarts, is to be a student, take classes, explore the castle, and make friends. I mean, the fact that you can actually make friends to go on different journeys with you. You get sorted into a house, and I'm a little curious on how they do that.
What if I get a house that I don't? Well, like if I really want to be in Ravenclaw, can I just start the game over?
Just save it. Save it right before you get sorted. Ravenclaw. And of course, now also that was something else that they showed. They showed this older kid in the trailer putting the sorting hat on, and if he's starting as a 5th year at Hogwarts because he's so much older. I'm a little curious on how awkward would it have been for him to be in line with all of the first-year students to get sorted into his house.
They're all little.
And you kind of have this whole line of new students, and you have that one kid, and you're kind of like, God, I feel so out of place here.
Yeah, but this world that the game is this. It's taking what we know from the books and the movies, basically the mythology of the wizarding world, and putting it into a video game where you do get to visit, you get to be sorted into a house, you get to learn the spells. There's a room of requirement where you can go in, and that's going to fit into what you currently, if you guys know about the room of requirement. So like I think the experience is so uniquely to the player, and I think that's what makes it really, really cool. I can just see myself grinding nonstop in this game.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm really excited about getting it and being able to stream it, because this looks like a game that you can just spend hours and hours and hours just exploring the world, and just it's kind of like a little bit like how Pokemon Arceus is. Arceus.
I don't, and nobody knows.
But being able to kind of just explore the world, look for hidden Pokemon. Here you're looking for hidden animals, looking for different mysterious magic. So I am really excited to dive into this game and lose, a good percentage of my lifespan just playing this game.
Yeah, if we're able to get our hands on a PS5, this is definitely one of the games we absolutely would want to get. Cybo Goblin, going back to that theme park topic just for a second, who says, sorry, no theme parks here in New Zealand unless you consider the entire country as one massive park. I'd consider that.
We call that Lord of the Rings land.
We went there when I went for the set visit. we went into this area. It's kind of like, you know, a tourist spot where they have like luging.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun. And then there's like a little area where you have to make the appointments. I think it's really early in the morning or like right before the sun sets at dusk, where you can see the kiwis. You can't go up to them because they're like behind a thing. I missed it because I didn't want to get up at 7 a.m. on my last day in New Zealand. Because my hotel room was so like nice and had a beautiful view that I was like, I want to just stay in here just a little bit longer to kind of savor this. And then I kind of did my own exploration. But it was in Queenstown is where we went.
I want to go
nice.
Visit New Zealand really nice. So bad. Ever since Wendy has gone, I've been like,
I couldn't shut up about it. I still don't shut up about it. That was like just how everything came together and how that happened is incredible. So thankful. All right, I'm sorry. Let's go back to Hogwarts. So yeah, there's a lot of games. There's battling, wand battle.
Mm-hmm.
There's learning the magic. There is exploring Hogsmeade. There's finding out the secrets that's under the castle, and you know you meet a lot of. And it's not so heavily tied into the books. Like you're not trying to work with Harry and Hermione and there's this established storyline. It's like a whole new thing, which is I think that's what's most intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm. And the fact, if I'm not mistaken, they said that this takes place in the early 1800s. So it's far away from Dumbledore. It's far away from any of the other stories that we have heard about. So I think this is also a good time period to kind of put this storyline into, and we get to learn hopefully a whole bunch more more storylines that are in the Harry Potter world. I would love to see more stories like this develop, whether it be in movies, in books, in game form. And I'm wondering if these storylines are going to be a part of the canon that is Harry Potter. And that's why they deliberately moved it far away from Harry and his
like
friends.
Harry's storyline. So you can be a little bit more free in where you want the story to go. It could be an original story, but set in a familiar setting. That is Hogwarts and the Wizarding World. So that's really cool. It's like as close as you can being, you know, a real student at Hogwarts, I guess. And I like that in the 14-minute video, they showed you all the different rooms of depending on which house you get sorted into, what they look like, and you get to customize your not just your facial features, but your look too. If you go to Hogsmeade, you can like buy things. Man, and that's a game I wouldn't mind being in. Like I know we were talking board game earlier, but like that I wouldn't mind.
That would be really fun because you've got your magic, and it's not quite as like deadly and dangerous as say like going into Game of Thrones.
I don't know if Westboro is not somewhere I want to like hang out.
Nope. I'll watch it from afar.
Yes, exactly. Alex Corey says, I loved seeing Sir Nicholas in the trailer.
And he's still trying to be a part of the Headless Hunt.
Yeah. And was the ghost professor the history of magic professor from the books?
I think it might be.
I think so. It wasn't exactly clear.
Yeah.
But it's potentially yes. But other than that, did we see anybody else that we recognized from the books? Not really, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. All the professors are different.
They made a very specific point to say in the trailer that you're going to notice a lot of the castle, but you're not going to recognize many of the instructors, except for the ones who have been dead and teaching there for hundreds of years.
Yeah. So with that said, that's something we can look forward to. If you guys are lucky enough to have a PS5 and you get to play the game before we do, please let us know how you like it and what house you got sorted in, if that is the house that you were already sorted into if you took the quiz on Pottermore. So with that, first look at Tom Hanks as Geppetto in Discord. I thought we had that already.
I think you and Roka talked about it actually. But there is, I remember seeing the picture of Tom Hanks and Pinocchio in there. And he's like, it looks like he was like looking at Pinocchio. And the Pinocchio doll looks exactly like the cartoon. Yeah. And they're going very much for a cartoon accurate look of Geppetto.
Let me just make sure this is, okay. This is older news, which is why we kind of skipped it, but I will go ahead and pull up. think I talked about it on Pop Council.
Yeah, it was either on Pop Council or with Roka. I can't remember which one you
Probably both.
talked to it about with.
Probably
But
both.
honestly, I kind of like the way you know what? I like the way Geppetto looks. I like the way Tom Hanks looks.
Mm-hmm.
The toy looks a little too
marionette.
The marionette looks a little too spot on. Kind of a thing. So I think it looks a little too like they just pulled it straight out of the cartoon. However, it could still work, and I'm wondering how well they're going to be able to manage making Pinocchio animated and and move around without looking creepy the entire time, because there's something about a doll coming to life that is incredibly creepy.
I hadn't really thought about it that way until just now. For Pinocchio.
Look at the doll.
Yes, no, it's fine. But Pinocchio, it's a kid's. When I saw it, I saw the Disney version of it first, and it was cute. And I never thought of how much that is literally the same as like another doll, porcelain doll, coming alive, and how much that other thing really creeps me out. But Pinocchio, because it was presented through like song and dance and via a Disney movie, that didn't really freak me out. What freaked me out in Pinocchio was when they all got turned into donkeys.
That was kind of freaky.
Was scary.
Pleasure Island.
Yeah, that was a no for me. But just based on the photo, I think Tom Hanks looks good as Geppetto. I don't really mind the likeness of this live version of the Pinocchio marionette. How similar it is to the animation. I think I'll wait and judge that when we see a first trailer and see how that's depicted. Because picture is a picture, and so far it looks great. It looks like they are in Geppetto's workshop, but we'll see how the rest turns out. And while we're on this topic, I did forget to, oops, I didn't change that. I did want to also talk real quick about the Miss Marvel trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't really get to talk about, we talked about it, but I just want to say it looks like a fun time. It looks obviously quite different from the other MCU shows that we've gotten. And granted, I would also say that none of the Marvel Disney Plus shows is like another, but this is because our lead character, our hero, is so young. She's in that age. It makes sense to shift the tone of the show to fit the character's age and the actor's age.
Yeah.
Because, she's literally, she's not a baby, but she's
much
high
younger.
School.
And I like the fact that
middle
they're kind of, I don't think she's middle school. I think she's like maybe young and in high school, maybe like freshman year in high school. But I like the direction that they're kind of going with this, that it's very much kind of in our reaction that we have up on the channel, we talk about that it's kind of reminiscent of Mitchell's versus the Machines, where it has those little Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I love like the little bubbles. I love the little animations on the screen. I love just how it seems very like someone was watching this, like Kamala was watching this show, and while she's doing it, she's doodling on the screen.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this.
It looks like a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. And I have a lot of friends who have daughters who are about the age of Miss Marvel, of Kamala Khan. So they are also looking forward to it because they essentially are seeing themselves on screen.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. So.
More representation, the better.
It matters.
I also do like, at first, I didn't like the idea of them completely changing her powers.
Right.
To where it was like the bracers, she's not an Inhuman, and she has like this kind of crystalline ability to where it's kind of the same powers, but a little different. But I read a lot of comments, and they're going, well, if they're going to be bringing in Reed Richards soon, they probably don't want to make her powers too similar to him. So let's change it up just a bit so she can kind of stand on her own.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense, because I don't think I would want I wouldn't want to bring in two characters within like a year of each other who have pretty much the exact same.
And who
ability.
knows if we don't get to be introduced to Reed Richards or a version of Reed Richards in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And that's kind of cool too, because they can get away with like we introduced to a Reed Richards, but he's not this of our universe.
Yeah, so it might be a different Reed Richards.
Yeah, so they could keep it the same. Maybe it's John Krasinski. I'm still holding out hope that it's him and Emily Blunt together. That'd be so cool. But if not, then they could use the multiverse thing and say, well, he's it's not here.
They have so much leeway in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that I'm so excited for it, along with Wendy, that they can do pretty much whatever they want. They can experiment so much in this movie. They could bring in 3 different Wolverines played by 3 different actors, and whoever the audience seems to like the most, they can be like, okay, we're going with that Wolverine. They can bring in 5 different Reed Richards. They could do so much experimentation, so much exploring, and just try to be like, okay, we want to be able to do this the best. Here's our movie that we can do this playground in and test it out. So I'm so excited for that movie.
Was it you or was it somebody else that, I don't know, and I can't remember if this was told to me as like a speculation or a leak or rumor, and I don't remember who said it to me, but that maybe there's rumors or maybe it's just a joke. I don't know. So don't take this seriously.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Definitely with a grain of salt. That for Wolverine, if we see them in Doctor Strange 2, that it'd be played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that too.
And I was like, "What?"
I don't think it was me who said it, because I remember someone saying that to me and going, "Wait, what? I haven't heard that rumor. That would be cool. It'd be a nice little experiment for them to see what they could do."
Yeah.
But I'm sure rumors on this movie are going to be rampant, just like how we had rumors in WandaVision. I think
Mephisto
from Mephisto to who's playing Wolverine. Is Wolverine going to be there? Are we going to see a T'Challa? Are we going to see the
more importantly, is Ralph Boner in it?
Ralph Boner. So I'm excited to see this movie so bad.
Yeah, we can't wait. Only a few more months until we get to see Doctor Strange.
A month and a half.
I know, it's crazy. A couple of you guys saying in the chat, yes, she still has her embiggening power. It's just the origin is different to make it in line with Carol's.
And it looks
that
different.
Makes sense.
And it's more of what Carol Danvers has for her powers. So it looks more like that as opposed to just like stretchy skin.
And with that, you guys, that is our final topic for the day. We want to thank you guys so much for taking the hour out of your day to come and hang out with us during our live stream. We will obviously do another live stream on Wednesday because that's what we do. And we actually started somewhat on time today. I was kind of proud of us. I was like, oh, we didn't start 10 minutes later like we always do. Nice. Maybe we get another boba tea.
Boba tea.
Boba tea. All right, you guys. We love you so much. Look forward to that Critical Role blooper reel reaction video soon today. And if you want to see us roll some dice and see if our characters survive in the TRPG game later, King of Dirt will be streaming at 6 p.m. PT over on the DAT network on Twitch. It is not on YouTube, so just do know that. I should probably put a link in the description of this video. It is too late. But it is the season finale for this show as well as the show tomorrow. That is a Pathfinder 1 first edition system called A Voyage of the Siren Song. We are on our piratical adventure, and I really don't know where we're about to. What are we about to do?
We're fighting someone that has taken our ship.
That's right. Duh. All right. I'm in a lot of campaigns, and sometimes I can't keep them straight. I have to look at my notebooks. In any case, love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Thanks for being here, and we will see you guys on Wednesday for the next live stream. Bye, guys.